But what about when you eventually start reintroducing carbs back into your diet? Or is that a lifelong commitment to staying off carbs? Because I've known people, you know, through my own experience, I've seen people go on Atkins. Atkins was all the rage 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And people who went on that and lost 30 pounds, 40 pounds. And then, you know, you get tired of all protein, or you get tired of really watching what you eat, and you slip back. Now you're having bread, you're having pasta 3 nights a week.
No.
And you start putting those carbs
Pasta
coming,
1 or 2 nights a week.
Right, but the carbs come back and you start putting the weight on. So that's the negative that I hear associated with Atkins, is that you can take the weight off, but it's hard to keep it off. So how do you keep it off?
I don't agree with that, because the only carbs that I have not added back into my diet are the real heavy glycemic obvious ones: baked potatoes, breads, pastas, the sweets, the hot fudge sundaes, the pecan pies, the ice cream, the this, the that, the other thing. You've seen me eat. I don't suffer at all. I am never tired of this diet. It's never boring for me. I eat, when we're talking carbs, when I'm talking carbs, I'm not talking the carbs that are in cauliflower, the carbs that are in broccoli, complex carbohydrates. I'm talking about the simple carbs, the sugars, and that's what they have to stay away from. You have to, Atkins has an induction. It's like a 3-day induction. Atkins has also a maintenance, Atkins for life. And what you need to do, what these people need to do is, and they have to discover this, is you have to stay on that diet Monday through Friday. There ain't no eating pasta for me in the middle of the week.
Well,
you know what I mean? And every day can't be Saturday. And if you have a business dinner, a black tie dinner to go to on Wednesday, and they have some absolutely killer Italian bread, and you have it on Wednesday, then you don't have it on Saturday.
Right. You have to really watch. I know Saturday night I'm going out with my girlfriend for we're going to, I don't know if you know a restaurant called Ignat's.
No.
It's an Italian restaurant. It's on in the 24th and Oakley area of
Oh,
Chicago.
okay.
Which is a really, Mike, you'd love this there. It's a residential enclave of Italian homes and businesses.
Restaurants.
Right, and there's Ignat's is a family-owned restaurant. It's like eating in your grandmother's dining room. It's small, it's intimate, and for Christmas, it's just really very sweet and sentimental. So I know Saturday night I will be eating carbs for the first time in, you know, a couple of weeks.
Go easy.
Yeah, I will. The
Go
thing
easy.
is,
pecan pie. There.
I would eat
I know
half.
pecan pie. No, I'll have some. Maybe I'll have some chicken Vesuvio
Chicken
without the
Vesuvio,
potatoes.
but if you do,
But I got to have that bread and dip it in that olive oil with a little cheese on there. It's one night. I mean, come on. I'm not going to stop living.
no.
I'll tell you what we did before I started this diet 2 weeks ago. We were in Chicago. Do you know where Margie's Candies
Oh my
is?
God, an ice cream? Yes.
Margie's Candy, Jeff. It's this legendary, it's an old-fashioned ice cream place. It's on the corner of Armitage and Western. It's been there for 80 years. And matter of fact, when the Beatles came to Chicago in the 60s, they went to Margie's, and we had this old-fashioned ice cream sundae. We split it, and when I say we split it, Chris had probably 2 spoonfuls, and that was it. I took care of the rest. But you know what was nice about that night, too? There was some family who came in, and this was an older gentleman. He had to be at least in his 80s, and I think he seemed to be in ill health. He was using a walker, and his son and his daughter-in-law, and they were in their 50s, and then their children, his grandchildren, who were probably in their 20s or 30s, all met at this place. And I think it was, from what I could gather from overhearing their conversation, it was his way of saying goodbye to Margie's, a place that he'd probably been going to since he was a kid.
Oh.
So it was very nice.
Sweet.
Very nice. Yeah, it was very sweet. So there is a little room for ice cream, but you know, keep it to a minimum, right?
Keep it to a minimum, keep a lid on it, and the next day get right back on the scale and see what's going on.
Now that's the name. You know what? That's a potential title for a book.
Yeah.
Keep a lid on it. That's good.
Yeah, that's right.
That's very catchy. It's a nice turn of phrase. Keep a lid on it. Commit to get fit. Keep a lid on it.
And George, in your 11 days of this, you didn't change. You go out to eat every night. You say, or every meal's out.
You know what? I only eat twice a day. I don't. Because I'm really not hungry in the morning, even though I did go out a week ago or so and had not an omelet, what are those things?
Crepe?
No, where they put everything together.
Skillet?
Skillet, thank you, Mike. Yeah, I had a skillet, but I told no potatoes, so it was a skillet with tomatoes and peppers and ham and cheese, and it was very good. I generally don't eat breakfast, so I eat lunch. And then I eat an early dinner. I try not to eat after 6 o'clock or so, because I figure that food's not gonna get a chance to digest. But really, I've been eating a lot of food. I mean, I eat whatever I want, but I'm focused strictly on protein. I haven't had any sweets whatsoever. Bread, I love bread. Believe me, I could live on bread. You know, I'm
You
half
gotta,
Italian.
you know what you have to do? You have to introduce the big salad. You have to introduce
Oh,
broccoli,
salad! I have salad. You know what?
broccoli,
I have big
cauliflower.
salad. I had the big salad. I went and got, you know, those bags of, because I don't cook anything. I mean, nothing, zero. Never. My oven's been on one time in 6 years, and that was to reheat a pizza.
I like your style, George.
Yeah, but I
Me
go, you
too.
know, you buy those bags of lettuce. That's for me. I mean, I eat the whole bag of lettuce.
Nothing wrong with
Veggie
that.
lovers, put it on there. 4 tablespoons of low or
Newman.
light Paul Newman's honey mustard. I'm good to go. And it's very filling. You know, I threw some the other night. I threw some ham and cheese. That was like some ham left over from Thanksgiving. Good. Good
See,
to
you
go.
are finding a way. You're not
I
coming
am
up with
finding a
excuses.
way.
You're
I
finding a
am.
way. And that's what we want to do.
You know, Wednesday night often means meatloaf. What does that mean to our diets?
Meatloaf is good. A friend of mine had me over Monday night for dinner, and she made a meatloaf that was just killer. And she knows that I'm carb sensitive, and she didn't put the bread or the breadcrumbs in
See,
it.
and that's why I'm afraid to eat meatloaf out because.
You got to ask.
Yeah, well,
what
who
they
you
put
going to
in.
ask?
You
At
ask
the Golden
waitress.
Corral, who you going to ask?
You got to tell the waitress. You go put your face. You
First
who are
off,
no,
you gotta
not
call somebody
shy.
in management to get somebody who speaks English.
You go in the kitchen and you say,
You know,
"Look,
no,
how do you
really.
make this meatloaf? What's in this
Nobody
meatloaf?"
knows. Nobody
Oh,
knows.
then don't eat it. When in
Nobody
doubt,
knows.
don't eat it.
I might as well be in Bulgaria.
Oh, George, your studies in humankind are
I'm just
are delightful,
telling you.
aren't
I
they?
mean, I'm the voice of experience. Now. I'm out there. I'm out there living this diet. So I know what it's all about. So you can't really. I mean, you know, when you go to a sit-down restaurant, you have somebody to ask. When you're going to these quasi, I don't want to say fast food buffets, who are you going to talk to?
Or Dion-Jones show.
Yeah, and now, Laura, you were
The
going
manager.
over. You were going over some of the
It
most
will be
searched
after
recipes
4
on Google because you mentioned chili.
Well,
Yeah, and
you know
some of the
what?
others.
There's like 5: chili, meatloaf, cheesecake.
And you endorse meatloaf. You just
I
as long as
endorse
you know what's
meatloaf
the
if you don't
ingredients
put
are.
the bread in it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people put a couple slices of bread and they tear it up, or there's different techniques.
Just
to
put some onions and
onions, ketchup, even green peppers, Okay, chili, meatloaf, cheesecake, banana bread, pancakes were the 5 most.
all right. That's the
Oh,
5
somebody
that's
has a
charted
question
right
about
there.
diet for seniors.
Yeah.
You know something?
We're going to go to the phone line, aren't we?
Why not?
We are.
Let's go to,
We're
yeah,
not.
we're gonna, that's why you got your
Okay,
headphones on, my
I
dear.
mean,
That's why you're radio.
let it rip.
So
Good
let's go
afternoon.
to
You're on
the
the Laura Dion-Jones show.
Take the lid off. Hi, Steve. What's up? Talk to us. See, there's some. First, talk to a doctor. Do you have a doctor who could come in and talk to them?
Maybe we get Laura to come in and talk to them. You
And
set something
I'll-
up, she'll be there.
I'll be there. I'll come in and I will try and bring a nutrition professional with me. Actually, what I'll do is I have a couple nutritionists on my team that I would like to get them on the show for, call-ins, questions, but I would definitely bring one of them with me. And one thing I started to say about that friend of mine who had a heart attack, who was eating the trough of oatmeal and everything, and he's a senior, and he had it like a quadruple bypass, and I do know for a fact that if that man, and he's riding a bike 25 miles a day, he's not, I don't know if their lifestyle at your place is sedentary or what, but in my opinion, if they're eating oatmeal, if they're eating cereals, if they're eating breads, if they're eating any kind of thing that's white starch and sugary goop, that's going to retard their weight loss, and I can't imagine that being good for anybody. When you see these TV commercials about these towns in Iowa that go on these, we lowered our cholesterol X amount of points, we all, for 1 month or 6 weeks, we all went on this oatmeal. If I went on that oatmeal diet and I ate oatmeal for 6 weeks, believe me, I'd be 20 pounds up. There are some people who just cannot eat the oatmeal. Those people, you look at every single one of them in the TV commercial at the beginning, and they're every bit as fat at the end of that oatmeal study as they were at the beginning. They may have lowered their cholesterol and their triglycerides, but they didn't lose any weight. When you lose weight
Yes, it
with a
will be after
low-carb
4
diet,
o'clock.
you're going to lower your HDL, you're going to lower your LDL, and you're going to lower your
4 o'clock.
triglycerides anyway. So why do you need that oatmeal in there? You know what I'm saying?